Welcome back for another 5-minute market update. BTC tested this long-term overhead resistance line on Sunday and yesterday, Monday. Even though we didn't push above it, having two tests 2 days in a row is amazing. Now, the main thing I'm looking at is that the price of Bitcoin is inside the daily TBO cloud, which is great. We did have a TBO close short back here on Saturday. We have a cross up. The next symbol to print is an open long. It will still be probably a week or two until we get one of those. Now, it would make more sense to see Bitcoin's price not actually push up higher, but because it tested and it got rejected both times, to see Bitcoin's price fall down maybe somewhere in here in like the 80s or so, somewhere in like this range, or because we see Bitcoin fluctuate between moving up above the TBO fast line about 4%, down about 5%. So if we're looking at the current price and seeing how much it moved up about 4%. So a 4% move down would be about 79K or so. So I think it makes sense and it's reasonable to expect Bitcoin to fall lower. However, before you start panicking and crying about it, we do want to look at daily RSI, which did push up and it tested overhead resistance again. Now, this is incredible. We're seeing on-balance volume shooting up higher. We're seeing volume continue to outperform the 30-day moving average. Everything about this looks good. It's just that short term, we have a little bit of bearish vibes going on. And I also want to draw your attention here on the 4-hour to a TBT Bearish Divergence Signal that printed about 12 hours ago. The last time we saw one of these printed, it was actually a double header, and we saw the price of BTC drop 15%. Now, I don't expect a 15% drop. We don't necessarily have to see that big of a drop, but it is concerning to see this, so I am expecting BTC to fall lower. Let me see if I can back up and show you some other ones. We have another TBT Bearish Divergence Signal here. We saw the price of Bitcoin fall about 9% from here. From here, we saw dips down 5%, and of course, a lot lower over the span of time. So there is a reasonable expectation that we should see Bitcoin have a little bit of a pullback. So if you haven't secured profits yet, you might want to consider doing so. Bitcoin volatility took a big plunge yesterday, falling about 16% below our rejection zone. This is a really, really good thing. Daily RSI was also tipping me off that this is going to be happening pretty soon. Now, here's the thing. We should expect Bitcoin having a reduction in volatility should be a bullish thing for alts, for others. Not seeing it yet, but I do expect it to happen. Now, the next thing we need to watch is how is stablecoin dominance going to react? Yesterday, it closed back inside the cloud, which is really good. But if we're expecting a pullback on Bitcoin, we are going to see an increase for stablecoin dominance, probably up here about 6% to about the TBO resistance line, about 8.2%. Now, others took quite a hit on Sunday because of the Ohm crash, which we're going to look at in a second, and it hasn't really recovered since. It's still strong bearish below the cloud. On-balance volume is kind of holding on, but it's not looking good. Ethereum still looks really, really terrible. I don't care what anyone else says. This is a really terribly oversold coin, and it could be the bottom here. What we really want to see, though, is a strong, continued push of volume. Day after day after day, just overwhelming the order books. People are just buying Ethereum, buying, and the price is going up higher. I'm not seeing that demand at all. Now, just an update on Solana. Solana had a wonderful TBO close short yesterday. On Saturday. And it is holding inside of the cloud, but because Bitcoin is going to have a pullback and because we have a CME Gap here at 121, I am expecting the price of Solana to fall down at least 5%. I think that that's a reasonable target. Let's keep pushing forward. Now, Ohm. This one has been massively, massively oversold. And this is really important to look at on a faster time frame, like the 1-hour time frame, because we want to identify, are there any signs of a bottom here? Because some of you might have been buying Ohm. Right now on the 1-hour, we're seeing a TBT Bullish Divergence Signal. We are seeing an RSI reset, but the hourly is a really fast time frame. On the 4-hour, we're not really seeing any bullish signs of recovery yet, not like an RSI reset. We are seeing a lot of volume, and we've just started a new 4-hour candle. I do think that we are going to see an increase in Ohm, though. I mean, look at all of this crazy volatility on balance volume, and it is moving up higher. Yes, on the daily, it's massively oversold, but this presents a really interesting risk-reward ratio opportunity. But with that said, knowing that Bitcoin is going to have a pullback, it would also be very wise to be cautious, and we could see Ohm retrace, but it is oversold, so I'm very tempted to take a DCA-based position on this. Whiff. This one on the daily time frame was rejected at overhead resistance on Sunday and Monday. It's back inside the cloud. My guess is that it's going to fall probably down here about 15% or so. It's about 36 cents, but it did make a really positive move, especially on the weekly time frame. I am expecting WIF to go up higher, but it needs to break above overhead resistance in order to have any good momentum. TON or Tether, not TON, Tether. This is the Telegram token. It did reach TBO support. I am expecting TON to bounce from this support level, but unfortunately with BTC looking bearish, I don't know if it's really going to be able to push up. Sometimes there are coins that defy whatever's happening with BTC. TON might be one of them. It's done it in the past, but it did reach a good entry zone at TBO support. More interesting than all this stuff is XMR Monero moving up yesterday 5.8%. Typically, when I see Monero XMR moving up, that's a sign that we're going to be encountering some bearish vibes in the crypto market. Just telling you from experience. Now, just a little bit of a heads up, the Trump coin is having a 20% supply unlock this week, and that's going to mean a lot of selling. It's like $30 million, $300 million worth of Trump coins. I can't remember how much, but it's a significant amount. So be careful. And Stacks, this one did push above overhead resistance on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We have 3 days above. If it can't hold up, though, with all the volatility possibly coming our way, it is easily going to drop back down here about, well, at least here, 9% below overhead resistance, which has been a challenge for it for quite a while. But it is still a chart that's interesting. I'll say that. Now, there's a lot more that I'm going to be sharing in today's market update on X, well, this is the other place, and it's basically on Discord for the Better Traders Club. If you want access to that, all the signals, alerts, trade setups, all that fun stuff, join the club. It's a fantastic experience. There's lots of tools, indicators, signals, resources, videos, all that good stuff. Yesterday's weekly market analysis video was thick. There was a ton of content that I shared in that video. I'm still very much strong bullish, but we have to pay attention to TBT Bearish Divergence Signals flashing like they are right now. So until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.